Brooklyn Independent Television.
Hi, Micheal Bellamy, and welcome to In the Zone. We are here for the ball for it all, the PSAL Championships. Lincoln versus Erasmus Hall here at Yankee Stadium. And boy, Lincoln is undefeated at 12-0, and so far Erasmus Hall is 9-3. And joining me is Easy Elio Velez. Easy, how do you feel about this?
I think it's going to be a great game. The two teams are really pumped up. They're doing very well. It's a Lincoln team that really wants to win this game. They were here last year, first taste of a championship, and they only lost 8-6. And this year is about trying to get back to it. And Sean O'Connor's done a great job trying to mold these guys back together. And for Erasmus Hall, Dan Lamberg has had to do a great job. Early season inconsistencies, and now as they've done well, they've had a lot of injuries, but he's kept it together. And it's a team that's really rolling, and they believe in themselves. So it's going to be a great game.
Now, will the weather play a factor? Now, I mean, it's raining now. Last year was probably extremely cold, but some people say due to global warming. Who knows, right? The weather is a major factor this time.
Weather will be a major factor. It seems like the last month or so we've had almost an Indian summer here, and unfortunately the day of the game they have to have rain after having 60-degree days, no rain and everything. So it's going to play a factor. Both teams are quick, but Erasmus Hall predicates themselves on speed, lots of speed. Wayne Morgan, Khalil Lewin, those guys, they have speedy defense. They're going to have to find a way to, get through, the rain and everything. And Lincoln, which is tough, they're big, but this might be more suited to them, but it will play a factor.
Offensively, how will Erasmus stop Kareem Folks?
Oh, you're going to have to maybe shadow a linebacker or two on him. If you can stop Folks and the running game, because Folks is, piled up a ton of yards, you get Jessel Jones, the great freshman quarterback, great senior quarterback, to throw the ball. You got to pressure him. You got to force him to throw the ball and let him beat you. If you let Kareem Folks get 5-7 yards a carry, they take a lot of possession, and Erasmus is going to have a tough time stopping them on the field.
Wayne Morgan, Erasmus Hall.
Wayne Morgan is the real deal. He's done it all year. He's had little injuries here and there, but he's a force to be reckoned with on the field. He plays quarterback. He's not a throw-in type of quarterback, but you have to look at him at every play. He can break a tackle. He can make a play, and on defense, he's going to shadow their best wide receiver. It could be Denzel Duchesne, it could be Tariq Hughes, it could be anybody. But he's a force on both sides of the ball. And if he gets going, Lincoln's going to have a hard time stopping.
Now, he's also a hard man to get a hold of because of his coach, Danny Lamberg, who has protected him somewhat from the media. We've tried to interview him several times. Could never seem to get a hold of him.
There's a lot of pressure on Wayne. Wayne is, he's going to go to the Army All-American game. He's one of the most talented players, in the city in the last few years. So, he's had a lot of pressure on the shoulders, too, because he's been trying to get to this game since sophomore year when he got to semifinals and lost to Tottenham. So he's been trying to get back to this game all these years. He's got a lot of pressure. He's a quarterback. He's the best, best secondary guy. So he's got a lot of pressure on himself, but he wants to get back there, and I think he likes this type of atmosphere.
This is the second year, especially for a Brooklyn team, to be here in the Bronx at Yankee Stadium. And this basically honors all the pageantry of what high school football is about here in New York City, playing here at Yankee Stadium.
Even if you don't like football, you know that this place is, one of the most legendary places, not only in the country, but in the world, to play Yankee Stadium. And when you're a kid and you see it on TV, maybe your coach has told you, oh, they used to play football here. They did? Oh, the Giants used to play here. But maybe one of these days you'll play here. And for these kids, they're so hyped up. Last week when the press conference happened, these kids stepped on this field. You could see the smile on their faces. They love to be here. There's atmosphere. There's great place with the lights on and everything like that. Rain will play a factor, of course, but you can't take the smile off their faces.
This is also the home of Derek Jeter and maybe the future home of Alex Rodriguez also, right?
Well, this is the future home of champions. And this is where, the Yankees are 27-time champions. And this is where Erasmus Hall and Lincoln want to be. They want to be champions in this place. This is what they worked all year to do, to win here. And for Lincoln, they want to finally win that big one. And Erasmus is going to try and win their first one in the higher level.
So hopefully history will be made here today. Brooklyn, again, in the Bronx at Yankee Stadium.
Become a fan on Facebook. Like Brooklyn Independent Television.